Okay, so today I'm just going to use one of those large, wonderful Tupperware bowls. I've had this one forever. And I'm just going to hand mix this recipe. Hold on one second, I want to grab a whisk. So this recipe says to mix together the half cup of vegetable oil. Actually, I'm making a batch and a half, so this is going to be 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. But since I'm always trying to lighten things up, what I'm doing here is I won't say vegetable oil. This is a half a cup of vegetable oil. And like I said, since I'm always trying to lighten things up, I've been replacing some of the oil with applesauce. So this is a half a cup of applesauce. Then we have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I like my vanilla from Mexico. So I'm not going to say a brand, but you know, occasionally I get across the border down there and can buy some really, really good vanilla. And then the sugar. So in this case, it's supposed to be 1.5 cups of sugar, so I made that probably like 1 3/4 cups. Now I'm using 2 kinds of sugar. I just do this occasionally. I'm trying to use up some granulated sugar that I have, which my husband likes. So this is 1 cup of granulated sugar. And then I'm using just raw cane sugar. It's unprocessed. Again, I'm just kind of trying to do the healthy lifestyle, so I'm just gonna use my whisk to get these all mixed up. It just says until well combined, so you don't see any lumps in your sugar and you don't see any oil standing by itself, then it's good enough. Although I will say when I'm using cane sugar, it takes a little more time to get it dissolved, but it'll work into this recipe just fine. Alright, moving on then. I guess I am going to be whisking together the flour, cocoa, soda, salt in a separate bowl. So let me quick grab a separate bowl. Alright, so the flour, since I'm making a recipe and a half, this is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and it is 1.5 teaspoons both in this container of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of cocoa, but since I'm making a recipe and a half, this is 3/4 cup of cocoa. So I'm just going to take my, Land O'Lakes spoon. I did work for Land O'Lakes for 23 years, so go Land O'Lakes, go dairy farmers. And I'm just going to get this mixed together. Guess if I had time, I probably could have and would have sifted it together, but I'm just going to quickly get this mixed together here and now. And then I'm going to start incorporating this flour mixture into my sugar and oil mixture. I'm going to get this pretty well stirred in before I add my 3 cups of zucchini. It doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, it's brownies and most brownie mixes say not to overstir, so I'm not going to overthink that fact. I guess it's not a fact. Maybe it's just how we cook and how our brownies turn out. And if you're making brownies from a recipe box, that's what they say. Don't overstir. Alright, then it says that I should have 3 to 5. Actually, I think I'm going to add my 3 cups of zucchini first. And then we'll see if we need water. And I'm not going to be stingy with this because I have tons of zucchini. So there's one. And zucchini has a lot of moisture in it, so that's just going to help this recipe out. There's one that didn't get chopped so much. I don't really want that in my brownies. And there is cup 3. Now I'm going to proceed to mix. I'm maybe going to grab a little water. And it says 3 to 5 tablespoons, but folks, you know, we just got to use our judgment here. We just plain got to use our judgment. Again, brownie batter is, you know, it's kind of, you can definitely see it's coming together like a nice brownie batter. But I feel like I can tell already that it might need some water because the flour isn't absorbing all that quickly. So I'm just gonna start with a little bit, probably a couple tablespoons. See where that gets me. I want it to be thick, but not like you can grab it and make it into a ball kind of thick. Well, maybe that would be okay too. I'm not sure. I think we all kind of know when it feels like it might be right for us. I feel like this might use another couple of tablespoons of water, and that's just what I'm going to do. So I like my brownies really moist. Alright, that feels a lot better. So like now if you wanted to try and maybe make a round ball or something, it would probably be very sticky on your hands. And well, that's what I like from my brownie mix. So I'm going to say I'm done. This is good enough. It's been mixed good enough. Then I'm going to put this over in my, oh, I have one more thing to add. Silly me. I love walnuts. Walnuts are good for you. I love them. This is actually 3/4 of a cup of chopped walnuts. Just like that. And I'll just give them a quick mix. I usually tell people I have walnuts in there before I offer them a piece because not everybody, I don't know if there's nut allergies, but mostly they say peanuts, but I'm sure it could be walnuts too. All right, I'm just going to do a pause, put this in my pans, and go preheat my oven. Okay, so this is what the brownies look like in a pan. I don't know, I'm going to have to start learning how to flip this phone from side to side. And then this is my bag, one of my bags that I'm going to make of 3 cups of shredded zucchini. So I have them in my freezer going forward. And now it's out to the oven with the brownie pans. And like I said, now it's out to the oven with the brownie pans. My little electric oven should be preheated. I'm going to keep all the nasty flies that like to hang around Minnesota in the summer out. I'm going to set my oven for, I'm going to go for like 20 minutes at 350 degrees, and I have my oven on bake. Isn't this cute? I just love this little oven. And just like that, in with the first pan. Shut the oven door, and I will be back in 20 minutes to use my toothpick to see if it's done. Stay with me.